I really like what this man said. I really, really do. What he said is a mouthful. Listen up.
Nobody will come on their own to invest in Africa unless we Africans lead. Africa currently trades more with Europe, Asia and North America than its own self, which I think is a pity. If the 19th century belonged to the Europe and the 20th century belonged to largely North America and Asia, there is no reason why the 21st century cannot become the century of which Africa finally realizes its industrial destiny. Africa's industrialization is not simply desirable, it is indispensable, and economic integration is not merely complementary. It is the accelerator that can transform Africa's industrial aspirations into enduring prosperity for its people. But I want to say just a few words why in Africa we have not been able to attract a lot of people to come and invest. And let me tell you here, based on my experience, nobody will come on their own to invest in Africa unless we Africans lead. We must de-risk that investment in Africa. When we de-risk it, when they see Africans investing, they will come. It's like what I was just saying at the waiting room. I was asking the Minister of Finance of the Gambia, and I said, you know, when you have a restaurant, have you ever seen an advert of a restaurant? Restaurants, they don't advertise. Somebody will go and eat, he will enjoy the food, then he will tell you that, come, there is one restaurant by the corner, go and eat. So, in reality, we can actually make it. It's not a very difficult thing to do. And the entrepreneurs should also wake up. We should stop taking our money abroad. Those money that we're taking abroad, a lot of our families, they don't know about it. So when we die, the money die with us.
That right there. What moves and motivates people to move into any area is that the area is booming before they even get there. Okay? That's what motivates people to go. What motivates people to go is the area is already set. African countries have to begin to, and this is just my opinion, okay? This is my opinion. I've never, first of all, let me go ahead and clarify, okay? Never been to Africa one time, okay? But just looking at everything from outside, what Africa needs to probably do, and what they are probably starting to do, is try and reroute the laws so that the laws work for all the countries, right? Because once the laws work for all the countries and benefit all the citizens, then the citizens will be able to build it up as it's supposed to be built up, right? That right there is African leadership. It starts within, right? If Africa leads, then there will be more investors, but Africa must invest in itself first, right? Because in order, put it like this, if you're trying to sell something and you don't have confidence in doing it, and people don't see it, no one else is going to have confidence in it either, right? So that's basically what I believe his name is Dangote. He's saying, right? Like, you have to be able to do it yourself. That will draw people. Okay. One of the other things, and this is just me talking, right? Freehold. The land that I own over here is freehold land. Okay. The land that my family owns over here is freehold land. Okay. It's mine. All right. And I know a lot of people like to say, it's not yours, it's not yours, it's not yours. Okay. Okay. Everybody pays taxes. Okay. All right. So, this is my land. I can leave it. My people can inherit it. That's what I mean by my land. They can inherit it, and it can be inherited again, and it can be inherited again. Okay. All right. So it's in the family way. Okay. Because I purchased it, or whoever, my granddad purchased it. And as long as everything is good on it, we just keep on going down the line, right? Until we sell it, right? It's ours. Now watch this. The problem, I think, when it comes down to most of the land in Africa is that it's not freehold. Meaning that I can't just go in there and make a purchase of the land and then it's actually mine. It's tenured land. It's like a customary tenured land. They have a tenure system where the land, even though you may make a purchase on it, it doesn't belong to you for real. So if I go and invest, let's say I go over there and I invest for 50 years, right? And then my children have been investing for 50 years. It's not their land. It's still not their land. Okay? It's like sharecropping. That's what working on customary tenured systems like that are. It's like, okay, because it belongs to the indigenous people of the land, whoever they are, right? And to ask someone to come and invest into that land and they have no ownership of it for real? For real? That right there is a problem. That right there is a problem. Because I can invest somewhere else and actually own the land. See what I'm saying? So I think once they, and I did look up what are they doing about this tenured system that they have. A lot of the leaders, from what I've read, are trying to do something to get rid of that system because even they say that's a roadblock. Even they say that right there is a big roadblock to people coming in and investing there. Because first of all, they don't see, to asking people to come and invest in something that you aren't willing to invest in yourself is crazy work. That leads to, why aren't you doing it? That's the first question. What's wrong with it? Why aren't you doing it? You got like almost the most people in the world over there. Why aren't you doing it? You know, it's scary. Like, what's wrong? Are you going to kick me off once I do it, and then I won't own anything because my building's going to be right here. Everything I put in there is going to be right here on your land that you're leasing to me for 99 years. After I die, I'm not even able. If you don't let me pass it on, I can't. Then you have it. Sharecropping. Then you have it. You can kick me off the land. I got to go back wherever I come from. And then I done work for you. I'm a sharecropper in Africa. My grandparents would roll over in their graves. No. So absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, because they pass down stuff. It's freehold. We own it. Nobody can put us off that sucker but us. Okay. And I'm assuming that's how Africans feel about their customary land, and that is very understandable. But when you have that much customary tenure system land for the indigenous peoples, right? It's 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 going to be left to the indigenous people to build up Africa. That's what it's going to be left to. So I think African people, continental African people, must begin in some sort of way to start with education for the ones who live way out in the rural area. That's the first thing. You can't skip steps when it comes to building nations. Skipping steps is not going to do. You have to start at the very basic fundamental things, and that's get the education where it's supposed to be so that you then have a great workforce and then figure out what type of things work best within Africa. Because just because it works in America don't mean it's supposed to work in Africa. And that's another thing. Show us what works in Africa. Because what works in China might not work in Africa. What works in Europe might not work in Africa. What works there might not work there. So Africa has to figure out in all of their countries, in all of their different countries, what works for them in their countries and what works best when it comes to trade between each other. And then show the world that this works. Then investments. Say it's not as risky. Smart man. Smart man. I think gone are the days where you want someone to work on your land and you don't give them a piece of it. I think those days are gone. Okay. I think those days are freaking gone. Like, and I'm not talking about people going to an employer working and going back home. They own their home. You see what I'm saying? That's something totally different. I'm talking about investing in someone else's property, but you don't own the property with them, at least co-ownership or something. I think those days are gone. I think that it's a new day. Because although some people are willing to go and invest in areas where it's just leasehold property and not freehold property, yeah, I'm just not one of those investors. And I know a lot of other people aren't. It's so risky. It's just very, very risky. Because you just don't know what's going to happen. You just don't know what's going to happen after the lease is up. You just don't know. So, yeah, that right there.